and Merry Christmas, bitches. In honor of Christmas, this episode is brought to you by Harry's.com. Use promo code Titus Holiday to go and get $5 off, even for existing customers. Harry's.com. Welcome to the Titus Podcast, where we are never unbiased and always unbalanced. Here with the Armageddon update, Mr. C-Tits Titty Mane.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon update. And this is going to feel like a rerun, but it isn't, because like the sun rising, Bruce Springsteen touring, or Bill Cosby roofing another 15-year-old model, some things you can depend on. Like another school shooting. Yay! You can actually watch the newscasters start to sweat like a 13-year-old boy seeing his first naked boob. So here we are, a couple years after Newtown, and nothing has been done. Do you get that? Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. The pussy Democrats treat the issue like it's kryptonite, and the bully Republicans call you a communist because you want your kids safe at their school. Both sides can suck my nuts because both sides are getting money from the gun lobby and both sides are getting money from the prescription drug lobby. Yeah, just so you know, prescription meds, by the way, are involved in almost every school shooting. Yeah, go to ssristories.com to check it out. But let's get down to the real issue. Americans. See, everyone knows killing students on campus is a horror show. The worst thing imaginable. Kids dying in a hail of bullets on the way to recess, yet no one has the balls to stand up and say anything. Oh, we don't want to argue or stir the pot or get in a yelling argument with some open carry douchebags, because after all, they are armed. And I'm just going to hunker down and hope it doesn't happen to my kids. Cowards. First of all, if you think your kid should be able to be safe in school, you're not a communist or a socialist or un-American. You are dead right. And if you think that because you, quote, have the right to carry an AK into a Denny's restaurant, you're a good American, you're not. You're a small-dicked douchebag who needs to reevaluate his GED status. Yeah, go ahead, pull up the pictures, people, of the open carry militia. They don't really look like ex-military special ops guys. They look like guys that hung out in the smoking area of my high school and got fired from numerous Taco Bells. I'll say it again. I'm not anti-gun, but I am anti-douchebag, and both sides of the argument are at douchebag critical mass. You know, you have to have a decent credit rating to buy a car, not to buy a gun. You have to have an address to buy a phone, not a gun. You have to pass a test every 4 years to drive a car, yet no one checks the skill of anyone with a loaded weapon. You know, when you're a good, upstanding citizen, you get to do things like drive or pilot a plane or ride a motorcycle and have a bank account. But with a gun, you can just buy one and start shooting. Of course, you have to wait a couple of days, but no interview, no test or check of your ability, or if you're going through a divorce or a bankruptcy, or you are bipolar or taking psychoactive drugs which make you see dragons with Gary Busey's heads. You know what? I blame America. And to all of you who yell and scream about the Second Amendment in the face of the carnage and the tore-up bodies of dead children, you're not Americans. You are ghouls, and that weird smell is blood on your hands. Second Amendment also has the word reasonable in it, and not one of you douchebags is reasonable. So to the gutless left who refuses to actually stand up and do something, to hold your beliefs and stand your ground about this, you're pathetic. A bunch of cackling ostriches with their heads in the sand. And to the Republicans in Congress who walk out on the campaign trail holding a rifle over their heads like little boys playing shoot 'em up, you don't represent me. And to you Democrats who spend more money on anti-bully legislation when you should be standing up to the bullies, suck it. I wouldn't join your pussy party if you paid me. You both have blood on your hands, and it's the blood of children. And I hope to God that this really unfunny tirade pisses you off, because then maybe you'll actually step up and fucking do something. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hello, everybody. Christopher Titus Podcast, and I do understand that was probably the unfunniest Armageddon update I've ever done. But
holy crap!
I'm fed up. I have to be honest with you. I'm fed up. Willie Jello Johnson is not here so far this morning. Have you heard from him?
No, but I don't blame him.
Yeah, well,
I just sent him a text and said, "Stay clear, clear,
clear."
Which is also what my brother always said before he passed gas.
With me to the right is the lovely, amazing Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
How are you doing, honey?
I'm doing pretty well.
Listen, I know that was intense, harsh, and calling people pussies and this and that, but you know what I'm tired of? There was another shooting today. We kind of held off doing the Armageddon update and doing the podcast this week till today because we're busy. I'm building a studio, we're doing this and that, and we're working hard. So we get it done today, and I'm sitting there, and as I always do, I sit there and I go correct the news on. I'm like, what's going on in the news? What can I write about? Come on. These people are waiting for me. I get people texting me, people putting me on Twitter. Where's the podcast, dickhead? And thank you guys. I really appreciate that you guys want the podcast. But I love that they get it for free and they get mad. Where's our podcast?
You just sound like you're bitching right now.
I'm not bitching.
You're whining.
I'm not. It's
Stop
fun.
it.
I like it. I like
Cut
it
it
enough.
out.
All right.
Stop.
So I see, as I'm watching the news, breaking news comes on, and there's a shooting in Portland at another school.
In Portland?
And I know Portland, like the mellowest place on the planet. A school shooting in Portland, and 3 kids got shot.
4.
Oh, is it 4 now? It was 3 when I was watching it. Great. So here's the deal, people. I know to the people on the right and to people on the left, we have a problem. The problem is that we all believe that we are right. We believe the Second Amendment protects us 100 degrees. We're Americans, and we get a Second Amendment. It's a God-given right. Nah, it's actually not. Second Amendment was written on paper by men. It's just another rule that we can change if we decide, so kids stop dying. And to you people on the left that really can't stand up and go, hey, this is wrong, we're going to take a stand for it, you're just weenies. I don't even know why you're here. How can anyone join the Democratic Party when they just won't even stand up for anything? What we need to do, because it bothers me that we can go 300 people deep in a line at Apple for an iPhone, but no one can show up at City Hall and demand that guns stop being used.
I don't. I just go to the front of the line and show a nipple.
Yeah, and that's how you get the iPhone. That you did. You have an iPhone 7. How did you get a 7? You actually have a freaking 7.
Little nippadoo.
You did the old nippadoo?
I did the old nippadoo.
She's got a 7S. Yeah. She had to take her shirt off, but she got a 7S. It's not even Tim Cook doesn't have a 7S. But you got a nice rack, so that's the point. So anyway, anybody offended by the last thing? If you're offended, you should probably check how you're acting in life.
By the nippadoo or by the shooting?
By the shooting. Oh, everyone should. That's the thing. Everybody's offended by the shooting. Here's what I understand. Everybody's offended by the shooting. There is not a right-wing Tea Party psychopath. The craziest KKK member doesn't go, well, them kids needed to get shot. There's not a human being on the planet that believes children should be shot at their school. Not a single one.
Except for the people that did the shooting.
Except for the guy that did the shooting, and he was probably, as the SWAT team was rolling in with the tanks and pumping bullet after bullet into his body, he probably thought, wow, maybe I shouldn't have done this. So we all agree. It doesn't care which side of the aisle you're on. We all believe, because we all have kids, that you should not get shot at your school. Correct? Do we right?
I will go ahead and take a stand and say...
Pretty much.
Yes.
I would say that's a 99.99999 percentile, right?
I'll give you a hundo.
Give me a hundo on that.
I'm
Okay,
in.
so we're going to go a rare thing in the American politics where nobody actually believes children should be shot at the school. I'm going to go on a limb with you and say, you know what? That's right. Here's the problem. We've got people that say, okay, we all agree that that's bad. How do we stop it? Well, I say we limit, and again, reasonable gun laws. It says it right in the Second Amendment. Reasonable. I'm back to that now. I'm like, you know what? I know people with guns. By the way, Agent Pink Squashy, I'll tell you this about Agent Pink Squashy. That man trains all the time. He tests, once or twice a year?
He has to requalify.
He has to requalify twice a year, right?
Which is also known as dream crushing all the other agents.
Yeah, and he's a marksman. What's the top?
He did what?
He's a marksman, right?
Expert.
He's a top. He's expert marksman, which means he had to hit like 250 out of 250.
Or 3 something. He's going to be calling immediately when this is released.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. But he's a guy. He's a guy who trains, knows what he's doing. He knows all the procedures, knows everything. And he has earned the right to walk the streets with a weapon on his hip. I have no problem with people as qualified, as calm, with families as Agent Pink Squashy, actually walking the streets with a gun on them. But these people I've been watching, these open carry guys, these long hippie-haired, wearing AC/DC T-shirts, walking into McDonald's, going with it with scraggly ass. Look, they all look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, except obviously the dog's not with him because he's in the truck. He's chained down in the back.
Says old man Patterson.
I'm telling you, man.
These long hippie-haired.
No. I don't mean that at all. I mean like, okay.
You just went to a slam from the 60s.
Old Mr. Johnson's a little upset right now. These goddamn hippies are coming in carrying the AK-47s into the Denny's, and I'm trying to have me a grand slam. That's not what I meant at all, and shut up. I meant those scraggly ass dudes. I don't mean long hair like down. I mean
You
that
meant
weird.
hipstery.
No, they don't even look hipstery. They're the rednecks that just decide, I'll get a haircut eventually. And I don't even mean like, I don't mean that it's long and cool. I mean, it's just scraggly. Those stoner guys that just hung out in the smoking area, and now they're carrying AKs in. None of them can lift a weight. You look at their arms, and you go, dude, you're not even in shape. The reason you're carrying a gun is because you walk the earth scared. That's why. You got no confidence, and deep down, you just want to be a bully, but you don't have any size, attitude, or smarts to just walk the earth and be a cool dude.
The fingerless glove guys in high school.
There you go. The fingerless. Well, those, trench coat mafia. Those
That's
are the guys.
exact. My brother hung out with those dudes.
No, he didn't.
They wore. I mean, my brother didn't wear trench coats. He always had high and tight hairdo. Always.
Yeah.
Even in
Keeping it
grade.
tight. That's
High
right.
and tight.
Fourth grade.
High and tight. Put your hands on the wheel. 10 and 2, Rachel. 10 and 2. I'm
That's
like
when he was in his-
16,
he was in
and
his
I'm
Power
high.
Wheels. Hey.
10 and 2. 10 and 2.
He was in his Power Wheels electric car at 4. 10 and 2. 10 and 2.
Indicating. Put out your indicator.
You're
He had
4.
his
Why
arm.
you're 4. It's electric car. You're on the lawn. What are you doing?
That was my brother. I got
Right.
a blowgun for Christmas. I mean, that's my brother.
You got an authentic blowgun
yeah.
from some tribe that actually you could actually shoot darts with poison if you wanted to.
Yeah, I got extra the little needle dart thing.
I also have no problem with open carrying a poison dart gun. I really don't. What is that?
I happen to have one.
What is that? A tube with it? What is it you're putting in there? What? I'm talking smack. Thunk. Ow! What?
But the fingerless glove guys, the Metallica trench coat fingerless glove.
And they walk in, and they were. And what the hell do you need a damn gun at a Denny's for? What do you need a damn gun? Because and if I hear Second Amendment one more time, I'm just gonna. Cause I'm just so tired. Aren't you tired of it?
Second Amendment.
So tired of Second Amendment. But by the way, I am thanks to this. And by the way, a lot of people get mad right now. And may I just say, as I said in my comedy special, First Amendment. So just whenever you get mad at me talking, so we've got. And then we got the people on the left who are talking about, we need to do something, but they don't say it. They don't say it anymore. They've just stopped. You don't even hear anybody getting angry. And again, we will line up for an iPhone, but we won't line up at City Hall around this country. If we had one day, just reasonable gun laws, just give me reasonable. You know, in Australia, they sit down and they talk to people. They go, hey.
What?
Yeah, they sit down. They basically, Australia had one big school shooting, and they all voted to turn their guns in.
What?
Yes, they all voted. And by the way, that's an island of criminals. Just Australia, if you're listening, yeah, I mean that, in a historical sense, not currently. But then again, I always feel there's some shady people in Australia. Let's just be honest. I don't believe it. So English.
That was
now they're
British.
mad. Yeah, now they're mad at me.
Yeah.
Now I've really.
Just-
By the way, the criminal thing didn't make them mad. I just actually said Australian and did a weird British accent, and they're gonna get there. Now they're mad. Now they're pissed. So everybody in Australia was basically, it was an island where the criminals were sent, and now they have evolved to a place where they went, wow, a bunch of people got shot out of school. Tell you what, we're going to turn our guns in. Hunters can have their guns. And there's reasons. They have guns now. But they also have a system where if you want a gun, they sit you down and they ask you 20 questions. And then I think every 2 years you have to go back in, or every year you have to go in if you want to keep your gun. And you sit down with a profiler who's trained and goes, well, what do how's life going on? And I heard there was a story, some guy said he had his getting a divorce. And I said, we're going to pull your gun permit for a year.
If you want to do an Australian accent, you just have to think of that guy, Steve Urkel, or whatever his name was.
Steve Urkel.
Like the national treasure.
Did
guy.
I do that? That's definitely not, and that's definitely not an Australian accent. The guy who got killed by the stingerfish, by the whatever,
by the starfish.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I killed by starfish. No, I got a mantis. No,
Ow.
what was it called?
Stingray.
Stingray. Yeah. See, starfish, stingray, same thing.
Steve
Not
Urkel.
at all. Not Steve Urkel. It's Steve. What's his face?
Irwin.
Steve Irwin. Right.
Right.
You could also. That's not a knife. There you go.
Okay, that was a little bit better.
That's a bit of an Australian.
All
That's
right.
Australian. Yeah, we're an island of criminals. But and then it starts to fade. It starts to fade. And we turned our guns in.
No,
that
was Michael Caine.
We turned our guns in.
That's Michael Caine. My name is Michael
I believe
Caine.
if we would turn our guns in, everything would be better. So, what I always question is these Second Amendment people. I always question, what are you waiting for? So you got it. You got a gun. And by the way, reasonable meant that if you read it, I did some reading on it. Basically, what the Founding Fathers meant was that we should all each have a rifle. Everybody should have a gun to form a militia in case the government got out of hand. right? Like it did.
Even the amendment. I mean, like, let me just say, my voice keeps getting
It's great.
high.
Oh, she's about to make a point.
You know I is, Gertie. Here's the thing, is that things that were written a really long time ago, like, things have changed. We have running water now.
Nope, it's exactly the same.
We
The
have
rules are
electricity.
The rules are the same.
Women, you can't just rape them. You can't just...
Don't tell that to Bill Cosby.
Por ejemplo, even if you read the amendments, even some of the amendments are a little outdated now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
let
go
me
ahead.
give you an example.
Is it one on slavery, possibly?
It is.
Yeah, but they're still doing it in Ferguson. Well, cops.
The 13th Amendment. Do you know the actual language of the 13th Amendment?
No, let's go.
It abolishes slavery and involuntary servitude, except as punishment for a crime.
So, well, that's why. Is that the guys that are picking up trash on the side of the highway?
Well, or
Right.
Rupert, who lives in my basement, because his dog pooped on my lawn.
That's a crime.
Thank you.
That's criminal.
It's illegal defecation.
Is that what that noise is?
Trespassing.
So you can enslave somebody if they commit a crime, which is what we do. We put them on, they're picking up trash on the freeway.
Right.
Right. So slavery is still okay.
No, yeah, but it doesn't necessarily designate that.
No. What do you mean?
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, don't.
It's what I'm saying.
I know.
I'm saying it doesn't say only...
I don't know what you say to me.
It's not saying only by federal or state institutions who imprison them for whatever. It just says it's illegal except if you're punishing a crime. So doesn't that sort of leave it open?
So it doesn't even say that only the federal government or the state government can do it. It says that pretty much you can punish someone for a crime and just enslave them.
I'm just telling you.
You know, that guy stole my lunch. What's he doing? He's picking cotton.
Right.
Dude, what are you doing?
I love that he walked in now.
Sorry I'm late, man. Sorry I'm late. Don't even know why I was late. But, it's raining today, man.
It's raining.
People be crazy out in Los Angeles, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Willie Jello Johnson.
Listen, here goes my mic on. Put my headphones on. Hold on. All right, what you guys talking about today?
What we're always talking about whenever there's a school shooting.
Oh, damn, we talking about guns again?
We're currently talking about the slavery amendment.
Yeah, which the 13th Amendment? That's what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell do you know the
What about
13th
the
Amendment?
18th that made alcohol illegal, but then they changed it in the 21st?
Hold on. Wait a minute. It was in the Constitution as an amendment, and alcohol was illegal, and then they changed it, and now alcohol's legal?
They played backseat.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So you mean that maybe the amendments aren't actually written in stone by Jesus, who actually then kissed
I'd like
it?
to point you to the 18th and then the 21st as my evidence, Your Honor.
Read me the 18th. Can you read the 18th?
I'm not going to read you, but
Okay.
I will tell you that what it did was
Yeah.
it prohibited the manufacturing or sale of alcohol within the United States. That
There
was
was
in 1919.
There was an amendment there was a constitutional amendment that basically banned alcohol sales. And guess what? We changed it.
In 1933,
we changed it 180 degrees.
we came to our senses 14 years later.
Yo, we banned alcohol.
And then
How the
we
hell
repealed it.
Yeah, so it's possible to actually repeal the Second Amendment. As if we repeal the 19th Amendment.
Technically, yes.
So it's actually not written in stone, and Jesus didn't do it like he said.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And right now, there's people, I can hear Reverend Bart, I can hear people losing their brains right now. But people, again, let's go back to where we all can get into the same campfire and have a discussion. Children are getting shot in schools. People are getting shot on the streets. Everybody seems to have a gun. And you know what? If you guys can't face it, it's a problem, and we have to start doing something about it, then you know what? I think that's the most un-American thing I can think of. In this country, we have actually taken the high road in so many different ways. And I'm sure, yes, we have a history of war and all kinds of stuff. But when it comes to human rights, when it comes to, going after Germany after they killed all the Jews, we have actually committed late too. I have to admit this. I'm going to retract all this because, man, if you go through history, we've actually been as crappy as everybody else. All right. Yeah, I know. Don't even bother Facebooking me. Or I know. I got it.
It's not that. I just think it's what I said before. I own a gun. I have for a really long time. I
do too.
I had a license to carry.
Mm-hmm.
I just think
you could carry concealed, right?
I had a concealed permit.
Yep.
I just think that there needs to be a discussion because there's a problem. So our society, their society has changed. Our culture has changed.
You changed your whole body for to change you change your voice like that. It was crazy.
We need
It's like a princess just came in.
We
right?
need
She's beautiful.
to adapt with the changing times and reassess now. So some things are not working. The bad people have found certain loopholes. Let's try and readjust. I'm not saying take away people's guns. That's ridiculous.
Well, you know what I'm saying? If you live in the hood, man, there's some people in the hood don't need guns. There's some people that actually, but then again, what do you do? Like cops are shooting people left and right lately and just choking people out. But then again, you don't hear about when cops shoot a white dude, and that happens. So I think we gotta have a serious discussion in this country with everybody, and if we could just all agree on one thing.
I already talked about this. If we would just all agree, sorry.
I was talking. Damn, does she piss you off like this?
Yes, but I have an idea for a podcast.
No, let me finish. I just want to let you know that we've already discussed that. The table we all sit at and we all agree to is that kids should not get shot at schools. So that's where we have to start. What we have to get rid of is the rhetoric and the screaming and the rhetoric and the screaming and the bullshit. Where people are they're just yelling. It's like Second Amendment. You guys are communists. You hate America. No. I don't. What are you talking about?
You've been tricked into partisan lines. You've been tricked. If you feel that way about one party or the other, it's time to read a book and reassess.
Right, exactly. Read a book. Democrats, by the way, don't stand for what they used to believe in. Republicans don't stand for what they used to believe in.
You should not feel that way that strongly about either party that we have.
Right.
You should agree with some issues and agree with others from the other party because no one is stamped with a cookie cutter. We can't possibly all fit in one little tiny box that someone says.
And no party has approved on it.
Read a book and reassess.
Right. Just think your own mind. I think that's what that's why I went after everybody on this one. We have stopped being smart in this country. And you know what? It's almost like people insult you if you're smart. If you actually are a thinker, they're like, wow, look at that dude, man. He's like, oh, he's all thinking about the amendment. He read the amendments. How much more amendments did we change? And then you go, well, how does that back your argument up? Because you're just being an idiot. You know what? I was on Twitter and I was talking about it again, and people just here's the people that I just can't stand. Not, you know what, you're right. We do need to have a discussion about it. I do like my Second Amendment rights, and I'm a gun enthusiast. But maybe we do need to figure out what to do. And as long as I don't lose my rights and the people that shouldn't have guns lose theirs, I'm fine with that. That's a smart guy, right? Here's what I get. Hey, dude, fuck you. You got your head up your ass. You better get off this fucking Twitter, asshole. That's what I get. And I'm like, wow, I actually wrote it in joke form, too.
ASSHOLL.
Yeah, I love that. I love when someone's insulting me hardcore. We had a big, long thing about I was on a Twitter war with somebody.
Oh, dude, you ain't going to talk about that again.
We did a whole podcast about it.
That was so long, man. The damn podcast was long. Why? You got to think, man, just don't talk about it no more.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. But I would like to say to Willie, as it pertains to you, because you were talking about before you got interrupted, but remember the end of that sentence because we'll put it on our podcast that we do later.
We're going to do a podcast of just sentences I didn't let you finish.
Yes.
It's going to be a long podcast.
I know. I already go home and do it in my bedroom as I'm rocking myself in the fetal position. I turned left, chicken, to get to the other side. I just finished everything I just want to say. But anyway, the shooters that are the suspects in this Portland case, to get back to what we were talking about, it's suspected that they were African American and that it was gang related.
Oh, damn. In Portland?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man.
They should be pretty easy to find in Portland.
Yeah. Because where they're going to smell like lattes, number one, because they're in Portland. And they're going to smell like weed because it's legal up there now. Of course, then again, a lot of gang members smell like weed, just pretty much as a blanket statement.
Gang activity.
Just so you know, man, just so you know how black people feel. When the cops say it was 3 black people did it, we all just go, damn. You know, every time someone new gets shot, we just get. Chris Rock said it too. We happy to hear when it was a white dude. It's a white dude. Woohoo! Hey, the dude that did the shooting is a white dude.
Well, honestly, you guys, you had your heyday in the 90s, right?
Yo, the gang stuff. Oh,
the rap war, the East Coast, West Coast.
That was a war with music. You guys had a war with music.
Yeah, I don't remember the big
white people
Broadway.
have wars with music.
I don't the show tune wars of the 30s.
It's
you got the white people.
dance off.
Yeah, the white people had the show tune wars of the 30s.
Right,
Remember
exactly.
Gershwin? Those people came off, man. They was like
I like New York in June. You don't know.
How about you?
What? You knew it.
Yeah, I ain't stupid, man. We used to beat. We did a beat. My old crew, we got together, did a beat with that.
Ours was like West Side
you
Story.
did a beat with Gershwin. When you're a jet all the way.
It's a little different than Tupac and Biggie. But also like all of the
The
Crips
show
and Bloods
tune wars.
gang activity and
By the way,
everything.
that's a sketch we have to write. Sorry, go ahead.
Harlem, Watts, all that. But anyway, for a very, very long time, it has been my people. I'm ashamed to say it's like you don't hear these school shootings and stuff. It's all these pasty, don't get out in the sun, eat Cheetos.
Honestly, when you said that it was free black, I was
Trench coat.
surprised. It's some crazy white kid that comes in and starts blowing things
because
away.
his life is hard.
Well, and mom left a gun. The dude they did Newtown. Mom
And the girls don't
left the
like
gun.
him.
Yeah, and the girls don't. And the girls don't like me. And you know what? I was bullied. You know what, dudes? Listen up. If you listen to the Titus Podcast for a little bit of solace, and you're being bullied, and you're thinking I'm going to get even with them, just punch them dead in the face hard one time. Now you may get your ass kicked, but just let me tell you something. Getting your ass kicked in this life is something everybody needs to do. You just need to get it done, because when you get done with the ass kicking, you get to the other side where guess what? You got your ass kicked and you didn't die. And when I got kicked in the face, I got that hook kick during my second degree red belt test. I got kicked in the face full on with a spinning hook kick. It broke my face open all the way to my skull, and I rolled and I got back up ready to fight. Now, the master, who had never stopped anything in class, people had a bone sticking out. He would be like, keep going. He goes, take a minute. And when he said take a minute, I knew I was hurt. And I went in the bathroom and I looked and I smiled and I could see my skull. And I was like, oh God, I had a TV show on the air at the time. And we had to go to the plastic surgeon and I had to get it fixed. Because I am not going on stage looking like this with a split skull. This is not good.
You know, that voice makes me uncomfortable, right?
I know. That's why I did
like it.
That's why I did it. But I tell you what it showed me was you can take it and get back up. So anybody who's getting bullied, and you parents, you're creating, these Democrats are such pussies, man. And the Republicans are such bullies, and in a bad way. When you start talking about bullying, that it's the worst thing ever, and people commit suicide, you're not being a parent. If your kid flips out and kills himself, you're not being a parent. You're not sitting down with them and going, listen, this happens. That's a loser. Whenever someone bullied me, my dad would be like, I want you to punch him dead in the face tomorrow. You're going to go to school. The second that kid gets in your face, you're going to take him out. My dad didn't go down and lecture the teacher, and then all of a sudden that made me twice the pariah I was.
Well, also, the other thing is...
Yeah, that's a good one. Just punch him dead in the face. That's all
Also-
kick him in the nuts, too. You kick him in the nuts, they going down. That's it. Bully that.
I'd say thank you.
Now?
Can she talk now?
Yeah, baby. It's your turn. Go ahead.
Thank you. I was going to say also, I forgot what I was going to say.
Bullying.
Right. Yes. There you go. My mom was not worried about offending people.
Right.
My mom and my father would have their ass at school the next day. My mom would be in the face of whomever got in front of her when she was on her way to that kid's parents. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
That's how people parented. And now everyone's so afraid of offending anyone. And my mom didn't give a shit. She got involved. She was involved with me. She was involved at the school, and people knew. I mean, I had that fat girl that always put her finger in my cake.
Man, when you say that, it's like such a sexy phrase, and I don't know how to take it.
Trust me, she's not sexy. She's very large.
No, it's put a finger in my cake. That's
And
the
her
weird
parents
part.
put her in a
It's
Tweety Bird
really a
bathing
weird
suit.
part.
If you've been listening from the beginning, then you already know about this. In
Yeah,
fact, we
that's-
wrote a
that's-
song about her.
That's a pretty cool phrase.
But that was year one. But they put her in a Tweety Bird bathing suit. She was very large, economy size. It was just cruel.
But bullying, so basically what you've done is you've made bullying such a big thing that it's such a nightmare that when a kid gets bullied, it's not just handle it like it used to be. Now it's like, oh my God, I'm getting bullied and people don't like me, and I'm gonna go home on Facebook and I'm gonna post a really weird message and I'm gonna kill myself. And by the way, and if I God, I keep taking these drugs. These are supposed to make me happy, but I'm more depressed. So parents, start parenting for God's sakes. You know, my kids are a tiny bit afraid of me. They are. Never hit them, never touched them, but they think I might, and that's the key. You know, they don't know what's on the other side of that dad face when they screw up really bad, so they're afraid to screw up really bad.
My mom used to spank the crap out of me.
Oh, man, I got stuff broken on me. And
Me
I know
too.
We sound like an 80-year-old group of people.
Man, you get a black mama will come in and hit you with a pan, wooden spoon, man. There was something with she'll hit you with a pan so hard you can't cook with that pan no more. And then she yell at you for messing up a pan. That's how bad a black mama is.
Really?
Man, your dad was tough. I will say that. Your dad was like got in your brain like the Manchurian Candidate, like made you feel like a loser asshole your whole life. But my mother would beat me.
I see.
Are you now not claiming him as your dad? You sort of vacillate between the two.
Well, he my stepdad. Okay, look, we lived with him for a while. He my stepdad. He I never knew my real dad, so Ken Titus my dad. Let's leave it at that. All right?
That's interesting.
But if they did a DNA test and they would say, is that your dad? They'd be like, man, first of all, we don't need a DNA test. Why don't you just get a mirror and you look at him and then look at him and then we find out that's not his dad. But I would say that man put enough in me fear-wise and step up and do your job that I run Third and Western.
You what? That's the worst legacy my father left. Willie, Jello, Titus.
It's actually not bad. Have you been there? You should go.
Yeah, I tell you what, no one getting shot on Third and Western.
I'm very
At least
popular.
when I'm around.
Well, here's my problem with this.
I help him sell T-shirts.
So we suck at parenting. Parents suck. I see it all the time. And although there seems to be a mild shift, but it's so mild. But your kids aren't special. They're not. My kids aren't special. We make them special. They are born defective because they're children. I don't understand how a cow can come out and walk in like an hour and a half, but you have a baby's got to sit on its ass for a year and a half, 2 years before it's even up and walking. You know, I mean, we run the planet. How is that possible? A deer is born. Next thing, it's finding a tit and eating and walking through the forest with its mom and dad. But I got to buy 2 strollers. I got to buy 2 car seats because it's going to grow up. Then I got to buy a fanny pack to carry my baby wipes in, and then I'm going to have to buy different lotions because the kid may lose it. My God, we have enough sunscreen for this little bastard, and yet they're just defective. Our job is to take the defects out. Our job as parents is to edit out the defects, not to drug them so they just act quieter with their defects, but it's to actually get the defects out. And you parents aren't doing it. Flat out. Get involved in your kids' lives. Because, by the way, that's half of this gun thing. Half of you raise your kids well, half of this stuff is handled. The other half of it is we need to nut up and not just get pissed when our football team loses. And not get fired up that the Kim Kardashian has got her butt showing on TV again. I'm tired. Okay, well, by the way, I just want you to know we're not violating any rights here by playing this. But it was long ago. Listen, a long time ago, we would raise our kids in a way that they needed to be raised. She was the queen of my night, but you know what? She also backhanded her kid once in a while, and that kid behaved, and he mowed the lawn. And we shared ourselves. We had dinner at the table, and we talked. And we actually went camping, and we did stuff. We didn't sit on our asses playing video games. And we were just out of control, and we had a blast. And there was nothing left to lose, and we knew it. And we worked hard. And you know what she said to me once? She turned to me and she said, "Get this little bastard out of my face because I'm about to kill him." And the kid heard that. And that night, I snuggled her. And we laughed because the kid was scared. And that's how you raise children. And that's all I got to say.
By the way.
Yo, man, that's incredible. She just plays something stupid and you do something stupider. How's that work, man? I sit here. You know, I got buckwheat eyes, man. My eyes got big. You just went with that. That's crazy.
Well, sometimes she does stuff, and I just got to do it. That's the weirdest thing we've ever done, and I don't know if it makes sense at all. And now for the worst improv bits we've ever done on the Titus Podcast. Number 1, against the one with bomb safety.
Did you say against the womb?
Against the
That's
womb.
what we should rewrite it as.
Against the womb.
That's our issue. Did you wind down? Did the steam eject itself from your body?
A little bit. You made me laugh.
You better?
Yeah. I'm not better. I'm mad. I'm still mad. I'm mad that we are not. That no one has.
Mad.
I am so mad, and no one has the balls to do anything. No one has the balls. We all know it's wrong. We all know it needs to be fixed. We all know it needs to be stopped. And the people that we've elected to run this country don't give a flying. Obama has done absolutely nothing. And I'm sorry. Let's talk about assault weapons.
Repite, por favor.
Obama has done absolutely nothing on guns.
Pump the brakes, boy.
Absolutely nothing. Our president, who talks that he is the bastion of the left, has done absolutely nothing. George W. Bush, absolutely nothing on guns. And let me talk about the assault weapons ban, which, by the way, we tried to get pushed through a couple times. To all you guys that think, and I'm talking to Reverend right now, because Rev, I love you. I love you, man, but I'm tired of these kids getting shot at school. So maybe, and here's the thing about the Reverend. You know what the Reverend would do? The Reverend would go, what do I got to do? I got to qualify every year? Okay. He would go in and he would qualify. He would go every 6 months and re-qualify just to go shooting. He would go just to shoot. He would, and he would be perfect, and he would nail it, and he'd have his license. He'd be like, I don't like it, but you know what? I am qualified to carry this weapon, and I've proved it. Not some douchebag carrying an AK into a Denny's.
But that's not the society that we live in now. Society is instant gratification, me, now, what I want.
Well,
it's like,
and that's why alcohol was made illegal again.
I should get to have assault weapons. McDonald's is the assault weapon of the food industry.
Of your heart, yeah. It's the AK-47 of the aorta.
They are rapid-fire shooting cholesterol into your arteries and killing you. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, but me, no, I get what I want, right?
Yeah, don't tell me.
And don't call me fat, because it hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm going to cure myself.
That's another thing, too. Not only raise your kids, but raise yourself. Do you know how hard I get fat really fast? I have to work on it all. I do. I have to work on it all the time.
Feelings.
What is this now?
Man, sometimes she goes off on a tangent, and I don't even know what's. I think she's trying to divert you from being psychotic and having
more than feelings
and having an aneurysm. She's trying to make you not have an aneurysm.
An aneurysm? I'm not having an aneurysm.
Oh, you making fun now? Well, then fuck you then, man.
Yeah.
Well,
you go, boy.
I'm just saying that that's another thing too. If you're really, 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 if you got fat, no one's born fat. You got fat. You did that. I'm tired of hearing, well, I couldn't because the food I can only buy. Well, the food you buy, then eat less of it. Or save the money and buy good food and be thin and healthy.
Vegetables are very cheap, and so is fruit.
I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of we are a nation of fucking people making excuses and wanting what they want and not willing to think about anybody else but themselves. And we have kids getting shot at school, and no one can do a goddamn thing about it.
Party issue. It's a party issue. Dead bodies, party issue.
It's not a party issue. It's a
party
human
issue.
It's nope. It's us.
I want my guns.
It's us. And
I'm a Republican. I get my guns.
Okay. All right. Fine. Let me point out to you, Republican, with the assault weapon thing. You want an assault weapon? You want the right to have a gun that can shoot 100 bullets in a minute and a half? Okay. Why? Why do you need that gun? Tell me why you need that gun.
Because it's my right.
Yeah,
Second Amendment.
Right. Yep, and the government may be crazy and try to take my gun, right? Except the government has hand grenades and missiles and drones and nuclear weapons and tanks. And did you see when that Boston thing happened with the Boston Marathon? The shit that they rolled through Boston. There is not anybody on this planet in this country who has a weapon that can take down the shit that the police department had in Boston. So to all you people that think you need 30 guns and half of them got to be assault weapons, you know what? You're ridiculous.
Every time you talk, your chair squeaks really loudly, and it's picking up in the microphone. It's hilarious.
Is that what that is?
It's like a punctuation to your anger. Squeak, 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 squeak. Blah blah blah. So mad. Squeak, squeak.
I don't know what the hell that noise was, man. I'm like kept looking at you like, what's
Me
it?
too.
You getting old, man. You got an elbow. You need an elbow. You sound like the Tin Man in a damn chair. You need a new chair is what you need.
Can you give me a new chair?
Man, I can get you anything. You know why? Because I run 3rd and Western.
He does.
All right, guys, I'm bitching. And to you, by the way, so let's be clear. You pussy Democrats, step up and stand up and do something, say something. Have the balls to get in someone's face who's yelling at you and just go, hey, knock it off. Kids are dying. You okay with that? Let's just cut down to the base issue. And to all you people that think the Second Amendment is God's word, it ain't. Prohibition used to be in the Constitution, too. So shut up and let's fix it. Let's all get together, hate each other's guts, have a couple drinks, because it's legal now, and maybe we could figure it out.
Well, I think that would be God's work. You mean we're all going to get together and actually talk about something and try and come to some sort of agreement after a discourse?
You know what? And the only way it works is they keep us apart.
Then we're all going to share 3 tiny fishes.
Look, even if you got together just to hate me, I'd be fine. Oh, at least we're talking. Good. I'm an asshole. Fine. We're all talking.
Just a few loaves.
Her and I get along all the time and get together to talk about what an asshole you are.
Well, see, there you go. I'm creating a family. There you go. That's what I'm doing. If togetherness has to be created through me being a douchebag, I'm fine with that.
You create a lot of togetherness.
I'm not. That's the worst insult you've ever given me.
We're very together.
I don't like that at all.
Juntos.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the news.
But let's talk about this first, because
Okay.
I just want to throw this out there, and this is just a great segue from...
Because I know I'm taking a lot of heat for this.
Jesus, Lord, Mother of God.
She did it again, man. She was talking and you interrupted again. Did you see what you just did? Like you waited to say something else. She said, I'm going to say this one thing, and then you, 2 cents in, you said something as she was talking. Okay, you ain't going to say the shit no right now, because I'm mad now. So you go ahead and you talk, baby. Go ahead.
Thanks.
You shut up.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
Okay, so as I mentioned, I was going to say great segue from your blah, blah anger to, hey, by the way, this episode is sponsored by Harrys.com. Right now, the promo code has changed. I just want to specify this because, and by the way, this is the only advertiser that we're really doing because we happen to like this product a lot. But the promo code changed to Titus Holiday because this code actually works for existing users too. You know, like the other code if you were a new user. Stop staring at me and smiling. It's almost weirder when you don't interrupt me. But Titus Holiday gets you $5 off the Winter Winston, which sounds a lot like the Wet Willie. The Purple Nerbert.
Yeah, I don't know if I want a Winter Winston.
I do, just based on how it sounds.
Yeah, it sounds it's a little sexual. But also it sounds like it's a kind of an attack. I gave him a Winter Winston is what I did.
Well, especially because...
She didn't know it was coming right there. Bent over twice. She got the old Winter Winston. Boo, boo.
Well, that's a good morning to you.
You got to make the noise, man. The Winter Winston got a noise to it.
So this is why I like this company. And again, the shave gel is in my shower because I steer
Yes,
it.
you stole my show. Thank you.
And I had another girl, after me saying that, tweet me and say, hey, do you like the shaving cream or the shave gel better? Because I stole it. And anyway, so you get a choice. There's a couple packages that are available right now. The Winter Winston, you can get them in different colors, and it has different options. But anyway, you get the whole shaboozy with the cream or the gel and the awesome razor and the extra blades with it.
The cool thing about this company...
No, that sentence wasn't finished.
They own the blade. They own the company that makes the blades in Germany. They bought the place in Germany.
Right. But the cool thing is you get that whole set, and it's like such an impossibly cheap deal for gifts for people for Crix Mix, and with Titus Holiday promo code you get $5 off.
Yeah, so get it for yourself, get one for yourself, then buy the next one. Again, I say this again, Christmas is coming. Crix Mix is here, people. So here's what you need to do. Buy a couple. Buy one for yourself, buy one for you want to buy, and then buy an extra one. Here's why you want the extra one. You wrap the extra one up. You leave it under the tree, and that one person always shows up. Someone brings them, or they got something. You go, oh, no, we got you guys something. Bam! And you slap them down at Harry's gift thing. It was like $10 with the...
What do you think? Do you think I could get this for my dad, actually? My dad is like the most impossible person to shop for ever, except for you, you already got one, or else you'd be getting... that's actually what you're getting for Crix Mix.
I love it.
You're getting this, and you're getting some Titus Podcast shirts, and I have a box set of comedy for you.
My face break out when I shave too much. I get the little bumps. I get bumps on my face, man.
You don't with this. Not if you use that shave gel.
Yeah, I'm going to try that then. I'm going to do that.
We'll do it.
Man, it's good.
Promo
It's
code
really good stuff.
Titus Holiday. But anyway, so get that now. And if you order by
What's the
December
code again?
17th,
Yeah.
then you can still get ground shipping to you wherever in time for Crix Mix.
So you got till the 17th to get it done, people. And the promo code is Titus Holiday. Get this stuff at Harry's. It's good. It's good, solid stuff. You got a good shave. You're looking good. You're looking swell. You smell good. And your lady's going to take your shaving gel, and her leg's going to be amazingly smooth.
And her nether nether parts.
Atlanta strip gonna be good.
You didn't have to say it.
Well, you said nether parts, so I know what that means.
I know, but mine was
Yeah,
way.
that's true. I knew another part of me too.
That's true. Her undercarriage.
I just want to say one more thing, people. If this podcast has pissed you off, you're probably not listening now anyway. But if you continue to sit through it, I want you to know something. I go around this country all the time, and I really, really, really do give a shit about this country, and I really give a shit about the people in it. They have come to my shows for 30 years, and I want you to know that I have seen a slow disintegration of our humanness. I've seen a slow disintegration of our ability to have a conversation with each other and have opposing ideas and still be able to sit down and have a beer. And that's the saddest thing. Eventually, if you look at Iraq and all these societies that have been around longer than us, eventually what ends up happening is those people split off into their own little areas, and then war starts stopping, they start killing each other, and then barbarian ways ensue. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think that if we can't figure this out and come together and show the world that we are the leaders in getting along, then it's just going to go away. Stop for a second. I'm dead serious. I'm so fucking angry that kids are continuing to get shot at schools, and it's been going on. Columbine was the first big one I can remember, but it went on for a long time, and we have done abso-fucking-lutely nothing about it. And people aren't taking it serious. It's just shit that happens now. And kids getting shot at school is something that shouldn't fucking happen. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of us just blowing it off, making jokes about it. 4 kids got shot today in Portland at their school. If we don't fucking all sit down and do something, I'm just tired. I'm just tired of it. I got mad today. And you know me, I'm always finding a way to be funny in the darkness. Don't put your head down and get mad. I know you're getting bored.
I was just listening.
But I'm tired.
I was resting.
I'm just tired.
Don't you get all snippy with us?
Man, I don't like if you get I get you upset, man. But damn, I mean, you I'm sorry I'm laughing, man. But when I see you get serious, it's almost weird. Isn't it weird to watch him get that serious?
Aren't you tired of it? I mean, look, man, I'm just tired of not doing it.
Tired of it, but somebody told me once that the way to change people's minds is by being funny.
Well, so let's use that segue. So there is a DVD that we released last Friday. And although today was a little harsh, and I'm sure I'm going to hear about it on Twitter, please go to Facebook and let me know what you think. Right or wrong, doesn't matter. I'm not going to debate. Just so you know, I'm not debating with anybody. Don't care about the whys and wherefores. I don't care about the Second Amendment. I don't care what you think or what the rules are. We need to all come together and stop it. Period. That's it. So tell me what you want. I'm not going to argue with you about it. That being said, I did a hour and 50-minute comedy special that is now out only online. We released it ourselves. My agent saw it today. He said, it's the best thing you've ever done. He goes, the material's the best I've ever seen. He goes, the quality of the production. And he said he was proud of us. So go online. The reviews are crazy on Facebook. The reviews are crazy on Twitter. Download it. It's an hour and 50 minutes of real funny. And although I talk about what I'm talking about today, I do it in a really, really funny way. ChristopherTitus.com, Angry Pursuit of Happiness. Go to ChristopherTitus.com and download it. It's $9 and 2 hours of comedy. Insane. What do you think of it?
Frankly, I don't like a lot of white comedians, honestly. Not to be a douchebag, but it seems like a lot of you white guys just talk about the same shit.
Well, we also don't do the same. There's a lot of bullshit going on. Look at my good, look. Hey, you got some pretty looking people here tonight. I mean, come on, man. Black comics have their own style too.
Yeah, but I'm black, and that's why I like that.
Fair enough. I just heard it. I just heard the creaking.
It's driving me crazy.
I have to grease the chair.
It's like the sound of my depression.
All right, guys. I'm going to move on now. I think I've babbled enough. But anything you can do in your community to stop kids getting shot at school.
Oh my gosh, you are falling apart.
I got so mad this afternoon, and I'm glad. Thanks for letting me get it out, people. There's nobody listening right now. Just all clicked off. Titus Podcast just went crazy. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We have done over 200 podcasts, and they've all been funny. So if there's one that was a little bit grumpy, apologies. And now, from sea to shining sea, continent to continent to continent to continent to continent to continent to continent, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Rae with the Crix Mix News.
Yo, man, you did 7 continents to continent because it's 7 continents, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Good job, dude. Nice call.
In honor of this last most depressing conversation, senior citizen thwarts thieves with gun holstered onto Walker. Tell this dude he can't have a gun.
You did not start with this story. After that rant I just did, you did not start with this story.
A 68-year-old man in Gastonia, North Carolina, says he is now scared off 2 men in ski masks that were trying to break into his home. He actually has a gun holstered on his walker.
Well, I didn't say I was anti-gun.
He then, just to show him, and this man, by the way, is an old person kicking it.
Still kicking it.
He taped a note to the front door telling them that if they wanted to come back again, he would be waiting for them. Wow. He was inviting them in with a note on his door. Come back, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Okay, so again, that's why I'm not anti-gun. Because in certain situations, that old man probably is not walking through the neighborhood shooting kids either. He's probably he's in his house and he has a gun because he's by himself. I get it. But he doesn't have 7 AK-47s in his house.
You don't know.
They're a lot harder to mount to a walker.
Right.
Yeah, but it can be done. It can be done.
By the way, the story off to the right of that one is just the headline. It says Hugh Hefner responds to Bill Cosby's sexual assault allegations. And I just feel like that's not the person that you want to respond.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, somebody accused me of being a bully and Hitler is now responding.
Yeah. Pretty Hugh, not a bandwagon you want to jump on right now on either side.
No.
Because pretty much anything you say on either side is going to be weird.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I don't know. Bill Cosby, another woman has come forward. Beverly Johnson. And she said that he didn't. You read this. He said that. She said, "Yeah, good to." He didn't rape her. That he drugged her. She was a supermodel, and
she was 16, right?
She was very young, aware in the 70s and 80s. You know, drugs were rampant. She was trying to get a part on the Cosby Show when it was on. He said, "Come to my house and let's go over the role and we'll talk about it." She went, and she said that he brought her, I think, hot tea or something like that. So she wasn't even trying to get drunk or trying to get anything from him. And she said within 2 sips, because of her experience with drugs, she knew instantly. She said, "Quote, I knew I'd been drugged and drugged good." And she stood up and had an altercation with him, told him he better let her go, because she knew that it was heavy, and if she had continued to drink like most girls would, they wouldn't know what was going on.
They just would have went
out. And he threw her in a cab angrily, and she said that she always kept her mouth shut. So it's interesting because people are attacking these women and saying that they're just trying to, get money out of them or whatever, and she's saying, no, I wasn't raped, but he did drug me. That's all. I don't need anything.
I don't want anything. Don't want the T-shirt. Just want to make sure that all these women that are saying. I think when 9 women come forward and say you're a rapist, especially when they do it well after the statute of limitations has expired, you pretty much got to take that kind of serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We just sad about Cosby, man. We just sad. I think everybody knew there was some weirdness in the background.
What just happened to your voice,
man? I don't know.
I had a thing, man. A thing in my throat. That's all.
It's like that movie, what was it, The Nutty Professor, where all of a sudden your voice starts cracking and you're going to turn into like a little 4-foot-tall white man.
I don't think that
you
will
are
ever
sort of
happen.
Superhuman.
That will never happen. He will never turn into a 4-foot-tall white man.
We had people looking for you in Denver.
Well, I was in Denver.
I know.
I was in Denver. I just wasn't out.
Yeah.
Just I was in somewhere in Denver.
Don't go any further, dude.
Not.
I don't want to even know where
not.
you were in Denver. I don't know what you were in. Okay, stop.
By the way,
Well, I can tell you what.
I don't want to know.
are you going to Chicago next weekend?
Hell to the yeah.
You are?
Chi-town, yeah. Windy City. We're going to be there. Yeah.
Okay. So next Friday through Sunday, all 3 of us will be at the Schaumburg Improv.
Schaumburg.
And last year we were there right before Critics Mix. Every show sold out. Yeah. So get them now if they still have them.
Phenomenal club, and the guy that runs it is he is a badass. The guy that runs the Chicago club is
he owns it.
Yeah, he owns it. Yeah, he owns a bunch of them. But he's one of the few people. I have a couple people. A guy in town named Peter, who's a friend of mine that I would go to for advice, and in Chicago, Tony. It's only those people I go to for advice. Because they're men, where you're like, what they say, they're going to give you the best. They're not going to tell you to do what they did. They're going to say, here's where I screwed up at. They're just great guys. I can't wait.
In honor of Christmas, swastika wrapping paper has been withdrawn after complaint.
Nice job. Thank God. Finally.
It actually has a blue and silver design that looks very Hanukkah-esque.
Yeah. Except
hidden. It was, actually marketed as a Jewish holiday wrapping paper. Except hidden inside the paper are swastikas.
That's a swastika, man. Look what a design come together, man. That's a swastika. They were selling that as Hanukkah paper?
Yes, it was actually in the Hanukkah display at Walgreens in California. Hallmark Cards has since apologized. Hallmark Cards released it.
Didn't someone catch that? Didn't someone go, hey, Phil, doesn't this look like a swastika to you?
Yeah, Hallmark is sorry. We didn't mean it.
And I'm sure...
They said the pattern has been in the company's reference archives for several years. The swastika was unintentional.
It has been in the reference file since 1939. We had it there. We had it in 36 originally. I did not put it out then, but we put it out for 39, 40, 41. We thought that maybe enough time had passed to bring out the pretty wrapping paper. But no. The swastika is not going to be on your Christmas present.
Also, in honor of Christmas, a man has said that he was masturbating naked in the yard because his mother had banned porn in the house.
How old is he?
I love people that give sensible excuses and responses to...
That's a child.
He's 21.
Okay, no porn in the house? Fine. There'll be no porn in the house. You want no porn in the house? We're not going to have any porn in the house. Ha ha. I'm taking this TV, and I'm taking my blanket, and I'm taking this sock.
Do you... Do you know where this happened?
What does it smell like to you?
I don't know, man. It smell to me. It smell a little like the ocean nearby. Maybe some Cuban food. Could it be Florida? Is it possible that this happened in Florida?
It did.
I believe so. Nice job, Willie. Good job.
He's been charged.
Yeah, you can tell Florida, man.
He's been charged as he's been charged with exposure of sexual organs.
That's a law?
By the way, I mean it's a rational reason, Why?
I have a question.
Why?
When it went off, did anybody get killed? Oh, no, it didn't. There you go. Masturbation, we have rules against. Sorry, keep going.
Well, never mind.
I don't even know. I don't even want to know what just went through your brain.
Yeah, sometimes she get a look like you just think, what the hell is she thinking? And then she does that little smile, and then I don't want to hear it no more.
Right, it's like a supervillain got involved.
Dog playing with matches set fire to home.
How was the dog playing with matches? That's pretty incredible.
This was in Canada's Yukon.
Right.
The fire marshal's office has said that no people or animals were harmed in the fire, but it did cause extensive damage to the house. The dog appears to have set his bed on fire while chewing on a box of Strike Anywhere matches.
How? I don't... Okay, there's some steps to this story. They didn't go back far enough. They didn't kind of do the lineage of how this happened. Who gave the dog a box of matches to chew? Where do you put matches so your dog can get them, number one? And who's the dumbass that did it?
I don't hide matches from my dog.
Well, they don't smoke. Your dogs don't smoke.
Oh, that's true, but not anymore. By the way, in just this past August, a dog started a fire in New Jersey when it accidentally turned on a burner, igniting a laptop that had been left on the stove.
They've decided.
There seems to be, yeah.
There's some test cases. The dogs are they've decided, let's see what we can destroy.
It's a muttony.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
She did not say it's a muttony. Did you say that? Oh man, I believe that's a top 5 horrible pun we ever had on this damn show.
Yay!
Damn, that's horrible.
Woo!
That's some Christmas hell right there.
Christmas. By the way,
sorry, Christmas.
Okay,
yeah, you gotta say it right, man. She gets mad.
This is
even at home. She corrects me.
I'm like, hey.
Yeah, Christmas.
But what's great is we have people coming up to us after shows and stuff, and they're like, hey, I want to get that for Christmas for my sister, and that's and they're not joking. They're being very serious.
Right, they've just started saying Christmas.
Yeah. By the way, you can come and tell us that. I did say Chicago, but we're embarking on this theater thing in January, so you can come the 15th, 16th, 17th. Grand Rapids, Wealthy Theater, 15th. 16th, Milwaukee Vogel Hall, 17th, Pantages, Minneapolis. And And then the 29th, 30th, and 31st is going to be Oklahoma City. What? Everybody's been asking about that forever. Tickets will go on sale for that this weekend.
Right.
It's Mitchell Hall. It's actually at the university, but they have a bar. I just found out today.
I heard you on the phone talking.
was
You were
like-
so happy. Okay, guys, you got to know this. So we've taken on this thing, Combustion Live, and I started another company, and Bombshell's VP, and we basically
What?
book. You are. I'm
VP.
president. I started. What do you want to be?
Empress.
What do you want to be? Empress. Okay, so Bombshell. I'm president. She's Empress.
What am I gonna be?
Can I, maybe High
you
Priestess.
You handle merch.
Maybe I'll be High Priestess.
Okay, High Priestess.
Yeah.
So she's High Priestess of the company. So she's always booking, talking to these theaters and people about booking the shows, because what happens is with theaters is that we will book them and then the promoter will take half. So we said, okay, why don't we just become the promoter, so the people that are paying the money aren't paying it to some faceless person who's not helping.
So we assume all the risk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I have to invest all the money into it, but then again, if you guys show up, please show up. Then we do well.
So they have a
We do.
bar. Let's
Yeah.
get back to
And
the important
So
thing.
so she's on the phone, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden she goes, "Oh, you have a bar?" And like her voice changed like 3 different octaves, and I thought, that's my girl.
Because it's a
That's
campus,
my girl.
it's a university affiliated theater, and a lot of times, like in St. Louis, they didn't have a bar. So I like many people stood around in the lobby not knowing what to do with our hands,
Right.
awkwardly trying to avoid eye contact because we're sober, and
Yeah.
So, but they have a bar, and the woman was like, "Yes, it was a fight, but we." So anyway, that's the Mitchell Hall in Oklahoma City on 29th. And then on the 30th, Austin Paramount Theater. Tickets just went on sale yesterday. That's a big room. Buy tickets for
So
it.
do me a favor, guys.
And then on Saturday, January 31st, I'm done with you, boy. I'm just going
Yeah.
to talk over you.
like
January 31st, the Texas Theater in Dallas.
Go to the website, guys. You can get all the dates. Score to the tickets for Christmas. Maybe people could open in their little stocking a couple tickets to go see Titus. The new show, I'm already writing it, is called Born with a Defect. I broke in some of it in Denver. I broke in 22 minutes in Denver, and by the 5th show, I had a new bit.
Yep.
Much to your hatred.
I hate you.
I've never had some. I write this. Okay, so dude, so I'm on stage. I kind of throw out this bit the first night, and it's not very good. I fumble through it, but I do like 30 minutes fumbling. Second night, I cut it down to like 27 minutes, 25 minutes, and by the 5th night, I had like a beginning, middle, and end with a closer, and they got a little bit of applause. We get in the car to go back to the hotel, and she goes, "I hate you," and I'm like, "Why do you hate me?" She goes, "Because in 5 shows, you have 20 new minutes of material."
Yep.
But that's what I
You just whittle. You just comedy whittle night after night.
Well, come see that in Chicago, guys. Next week, come see the beginnings of Born with a Defect. Angry Pursuit of Happiness is currently available on ChristopherTitus.com. And
I was just segueing into theaters. I want to do 2 happy stories because it's Critics Mix time. 2 feel-good stories, 2 heroes.
especially
what
we
have
need
you.
it. And next week's gonna be a really happy Critics Mix.
Yeah, we're going to actually do a Critics Mix episode.
Yeah,
Right?
well, and the song we're doing a song this week too, but we're doing a song next week.
So this cop, he was pulling people over, and so people would actually pull over thinking that they were getting a ticket and be all upset, but actually, instead of writing them a ticket, he gave them a Christmas present.
How cool is that?
He would pull people over for minor infractions like tinted windows that were illegal and stuff like that. And once he pulled them over, he would make small talk, ask what they or their kids wanted for Christmas, kind of being sneaky about it. Meanwhile, a group of helpers are standing by at a nearby store. As soon as they heard the driver's Christmas wish, they'd find it, buy it, wrap it, and deliver it to him. So he had this whole thing
I'm
planned
gonna tear
out.
up a little bit.
He actually handed over a new TV and an electric scooter. Drivers had reactions that turned from irritation into confusion before melting into joy, and in some cases, big hugs.
Oh man, I got a question. What's the race of this cop? Is it white dude, black dude?
I'm not doing that. You got to cut that crap out.
Yeah, man, you're just adding to the problem.
Oh, I'm adding to the problem. All right, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm adding to it.
I'm just saying that it's nice. I don't care who it was.
Right.
Seriously, was it a black guy?
No, shut up.
So
Both of you stop. You're
so you
both
want
part
that
of the
too?
problem.
No, we're together. We're together. We're a team.
We're people. We're people. We're not colors.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world
I'm not doing
must
this
come
with you.
together as one.
Ready?
Therapy. Don't do it, man. Stop.
For a runner with MS, no pain while racing and no feeling at the finish. Have you seen this girl?
No.
This is in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. She's in high school, and her name is Kayla Montgomery. She's 18. She actually got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 3 years ago. Defying logic, she has gone on to become one of the fastest young distance runners in the country.
With multiple sclerosis? Wow.
It's degenerating, but because of the nature of her disease, it blocks the nerves from her legs, nerve signals from her legs to her brain. So as her body temperature increases, especially, that happens more severely. She can move at steady speeds that would cause other runners pain she cannot sense, creating this circumstance in which her disease kind of gives her this athletic advantage, except intense exercise triggers weakness and instability, so she goes numb. If she keeps moving forward, she kind of stays on autopilot, right? But any disruption, like stopping, makes her lose control. And so when she got diagnosed with this disease, she wanted to get into some kind of sport. She goes and she seeks out this coach. And she tells him that basically she said, I've got this disease. There is no cure. I'm not getting rid of it. I don't know how much time I've got left. I want to go as far and as fast as I possibly can until then. And he said he was like, who the hell is this kid? She was 15 at the time.
Wow.
And so every time she stops at the finish line, he waits there with his arms out and he has to catch her.
Because she's going to start wobbling and go down.
No, she'll instantly go down. If she tries to stop, she has no control because of her nerves and stuff.
So he holds her up.
You can see a video of him at the finish line kind of kneeling down with both arms out. And she's running at full speed. She just ranked like 21st in history for one of these.
Because she can't feel anything. So basically she's running, so she's going through that pain that the rest of us feel.
Because her temperature rises and it affects those nerve signals, yeah.
That is kind of unfair.
Well, she's not going to be able to do this.
I
for
know,
very
but I
long.
say the Olympics. I say, let's do this.
He picks her up and he catches her with all that momentum and then carries her off of the track.
Wow.
And her parents put ice on her legs and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool, man. So she got some disease. She decided to get serious.
She said, I don't know how much time I
Dude,
have
are
left.
you okay?
I want to run fast and let's not
man,
hold
like,
back.
sometimes people like if I got something like that, man, I would just give up, man. She actually running like faster than everybody, and actually got a dude. She basically got she basically hired a giant human catcher's mitt so she don't fall down at the end, man. That's beautiful.
One time they forgot
nice.
to catch
That's pretty
her.
nice. I like it. You're right.
Her coach wasn't there. It was
Oh,
earlier on, and the
no.
officials forgot to catch her, and she fell on the concrete on her face and left lying prostrate on the track until someone could come and get her. No, don't laugh.
Because she just killed it. She's laying her face down, and she just. Ain't this a bitch?
Son of a bitch.
God damn! I knew I forgot something. I had my shoes. I had my shirt. I had my number on. I hydrated. Damn it! I knew I forgot to get to do the. Help! Help! Just laying with her face down on the track. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. That's a beautiful. That's, by the way, that's my favorite story we've ever had.
You're an
Because the guts it took to do what she did. Like
Right.
it's like there's 3 or 4 different
And yet
levels
we
of
have
guts.
kids who, because some girl doesn't like them,
Yeah.
they have to go and shoot a bunch of people because
Yeah.
their life is hard.
Yeah, it's horrible. You know what happened? I was smitten, and then I was pushed to the side like some horrible piece of dirty laundry.
See how I
So
brought
I'm
that
gonna
back
shoot
around?
everybody.
See what I did there?
Yeah. All right, parents, get on it. Guys, thank you so much for listening to Titus Podcast. Again, this one was very intense. Thanks for letting me spew. And you guys, thanks for letting me spew. I know once in a while I go off. I'm not going to apologize. I still believe it. We got to do something. But thank you for letting me do it.
That's all right, man. Sometimes we're gonna stop. One day we're gonna stop you, though, right?
I don't know. I kind of like it, except when he gets snippy.
Yeah, you did get a little bitchy today, man.
Little bitchy.
In a weird way. For someone who talking about you, wish people would quit bitching. You bitch a lot.
He's got on his vagina pants today.
Oh, my God. You guys, both of you, stop it. All right, guys. Christopher Titus for the Titus Podcast. Thank you for listening. For myself, Bombshell Rae, and the lovely, beautiful Willie Jello Johnson. Later.
Peace out.
Jello. You really think I'm beautiful, man?
I do.
Yeah, man, especially when you glisten like that. What did you do?
Moisturize,
He
man.
uses coconut oil
Yeah, why everybody worry about a
that
black
he
man
gets at the
moisturizing?
grocery store in the grocery aisle in the middle of all the food, and he lubes up.
Really? Did you like coconut butter?
It's the best. It's the purest, man. Ain't got none of that cancer-causing crap in it that all the other stuff had. By the way, save your life.
See tits, titty mane.